Mr. Luis, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you can explain the Cordoba here, and you are expert of the history of Cordoba. Okay, you can start now.
Okay. Good morning to everybody. Be welcome to the city. And salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
We're going to see the Masjid al-Jama al-Kuttab Madrasa until the 13th century for us, for the Christian people. Since the 13th century until now, to the mosque is a Catholic cathedral. Anyway, you are in Cordoba to hear my explanation going to be dedicated to the Masjid al-Jama to be used not only for prayers as people think. People think the mosque was a place for prayers and that's all. And this is not exactly.
This is the center of knowledge, right?
Yeah. Masjid al-Jama was place for prayers in this section. Al-Salat 5 times a day. Al-Khutbah every Friday noon. But since when Al-Mansur in the 10th century after Christ, 1st century after Muhammad, was Caliph, Al-Mansur to build this section of the mosque, I'm going to show you later on, as one Al-Kuttab, to study Quran, Holy Book in here, and to study arithmetic, geometry, philosophy, astronomy, poetry, music, medicine. That's my PhD.
Oh, you have a PhD. You have a PhD in
this. And in my book, Cordoba, capital of the interculturality, you have the proof of this, because long time ago, 40 years ago, I was presenting my PhD in El Escorial, Monastery El Escorial, where I was studying more than 200 Arabian manuscripts of the mosque. Philip II was carrying from Cordoba to El Escorial on the year 1570.
You studied Arabic also, right?
I was studying Arabic and Japanese. I present the mosque not in the touristical way. I present the mosque in the way of the culture. Masjid al-Jama for prayers, Al-Kuttab for the students, a madrasa to study. Listen to me. I'm going to repeat once again. Arabian arithmetic, geometry, philosophy, astronomy, poetry, music, medicine. About all the things, I promise to you the most beautiful explanation you're going to hear in your life here in the mosque. But before passing to the interior, look at this, we are here in the courtyard for the ablutions. It was a place for the washing of the feet, washing of the hands, washing of the faces. Therefore, we have today two original fountains for the feet, hands, and faces. We are in the Saan for the al-Budu. Saan for the al-Budu. Saan means courtyard for the al-Budu. Nearby to the tower, formerly the Minara. But the original Minara was destroyed because the earthquake of Lisbon, 1st November of the year 1755, 18th century, the earthquake of Lisbon destroyed the tower. And today, this is the Bells Tower. We'll see in the mosque, after see the mosque. We are here now. We'll pass into the mosque to follow a chronological itinerary. Listen to me. From the Dakhel, 8th century after Christ, 2nd century after Muhammad. From Nasir, 9th century. Then Hakam Mustansibillah built the third section of the mosque, which is the most beautiful part of the mosque. The place of Hakam Mustansibillah is the connection between Arabian architecture of the Occident with Arabian architecture of the Occident, and then the last section is the madrasa for the teaching of arithmetic, geometry, philosophy, astronomy, poetry, music, medicine. All the building is covered in surface 6 acres, 24,000 square meters, 6 acres for you.
24,000?
Yeah. Therefore, you know, this mosque is the third after Medina, both of them in Saudi Arabia. So we are here now.
Okay.
We're going to pass through the door to show you everything.
You said it Masjid Jame, but it used to be Masjid Jame, but although this is called Masjid Jame now, but this is church now, right?
Exactly. It was Jamia for the Al-Salat 5 times a day, Al-Khutbah every Friday noon, Allahu Akbar. Then the mosque was a place to study Quran, Holy Book, Al-Kuttab, we say Iranians, Al-Madrasa, the first Arabian university in the Occident.
In here?
Exactly. Oh. So before the University of Bologna Padua, Sorbonne in Paris, Cambridge, Oxford in Europe. Before all of them, Thomas Aquinas said the Mosque was the first born Arabian university, because we must not forget Umayyi were importing from the Orient to the Occident the base of the culture for the Occident. So it's necessary not to see the mosque. These people are going to see the mosque in the touristical way. That's life and way.
But
The way is going to be a cultural way, not a touristical way.
But Dr. Luis, I heard about the Cordoba library. It was here also?
Exactly, but the library today is not here. It's in El Escorial.
Oh.
Library, because Philip II, on the year 1570, was carrying from Cordoba to El Escorial about 1,000 Arabian manuscripts. I was studying no more than 200.
So it was taken from here?
Exactly.
But it used to be here?
Exactly. The Royal King Philip II, when he was coming here to see the transformation of the mosque into Catholic Church in the time of the Emperor Charles V, Philip II, on the year 1570, was carrying home, Escorial, more than 1,000 Arabian manuscripts. And I was studying 200, no more. So it's necessary to study the mosque in the cultural way, not in the touristical way. Those people are going to see the mosque in a touristical way. With me, you're going to understand the mosque
Dr.
in a
Luis,
cultural way.
so the Cordoba library, which was the famous, it was here, right?
Of course.
Very,
but
very
King
good.
Philip II, on the year 1570, was carrying the library
Taken away
from
from
Cordoba to El Escorial. And it's necessary to study El Escorial to understand all this.
Oh, okay, thank you very much.